After 12 years as a digital designer, I know exactly what mistakes delayed my success and how to avoid them. So in this video, I'll share the step-by-step blueprint I would follow today to reach 6 figures as fast and efficiently as possible, so you can skip the trial and error and build a profitable freelance web design business from the start. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Adrian Somoza. I'm a former lead designer at MediaMonks turned full-time business owner, and I help freelance web designers not only improve their design skills but also uncap their income ceiling. Now, I've been a designer for 12 years. I started as a brand and web designer, and I was also working like freelancing and working also as a quality assurance part-time. And I worked for 7 years in agencies after that, including RGA, MediaMonks, and working for companies like Adidas, Red Bull, Nike, the Olympics. And only after 10 years, I went full-time freelance with a 10K per month first client. And at the time, I was looking to build my business BONT. So then I was able to scale BONT to 6 figures and beyond. I've also helped Mikolas, one of my BONT Club members, scale from 1 to 10K a month, so 6 figures a year in a span of a year. So the goal of this video is to save you some serious time and show you it's possible to have a sustainable and profitable freelance web design business that allows you to live the life that you dream of. I'll be mentioning free resources, so the links will be listed in the description. So first off, should you use a name or should you use a company name? So my recommendation is use your name. It's easier and helps you build trust faster, but any of the two will really work. It doesn't really matter that much, and it's not gonna make that much of a difference. I like to think about using my name because it's a more personal approach, but I would say don't major in this type of minor things. Put your CEO hat on as fast as possible and start working on the things that really matter, even though there might be things that you dread and things that might be even boring for you as a CEO, but you have to start thinking about putting your CEO hat on as soon as possible. So there's 5 main steps. Step number 1 is set your north. When setting your north, you want to first off start with the end in mind. So define your ideal business setup. Do you want to work as a solo freelancer or do you want to build an agency? 2 different paths, 2 different ways of doing web design. Now, in one, you're going to scale in quantity, and in the other, you're going to scale in quality. You're going to scale vertically in terms of the quality, or you're going to scale horizontally in terms of quantity. Now, there are some agencies that have been able to do both, but it's not that common. Personally, I like to scale my expertise, my prices, and my profit. And you can totally scale beyond 120K per year as a solo designer. In fact, one of my BONT Club members, like I said, scaled from 1 to 10K a month in just 1 year, and many others successfully charge 5, 7, 10, and up to 15K per project. Now, in terms of complementing your services with other people, I like to partner and work with other people who complement my services, but without hiring them, right? So I just work side by side. They do their thing, they charge their own thing, they manage the sales and the sales calls and all the process. And I only just work with them and maybe like refer them clients and get a commission on my referrals. Stuff like that, but not hiring the team myself. Then set income goals. Like for example, for me, it would be 120K a year minimum, no max limit really. And then set lifestyle goals, right? Like why do you want to achieve those numbers? For example, for me, it's working 6 hours a day, being able to have 1 month off per year, being able to have time for my family, for my friends, for the things that I love to do, for traveling the world. So location freedom, time freedom, right? All those things to me really matter a lot. And those are the type of goals I'm really pursuing behind the monetary goals. To me, money is only a means to an end, right? It's not the end in itself. And then in terms of projects, right? How many projects would you like to have a year? My preferred setup would be 4 to 12 projects a year. And what project type, right? I love designing immersive websites that perform business goals for my clients. That might not be the case for you, so think about what type of projects would you like to work on. And I also like to be creatively challenged. If I'm not creatively challenged, I stagnate, I don't like it, and I need challenge. So I'm always going to be pursuing challenges. I want to have the freedom and the flexibility to try new things and push the boundaries of what has been done and what has been seen already. And one comment in terms of goals, right? Set your goals not just for the metrics, but also for the person that you're going to become in the process, right? So think about, what's this goal going to make out of? Who am I going to become in the process of achieving this goal? And then focus on becoming that person that deserves those type of metrics, right? Become the person that brings to the market so much value and to your clients so much value that you're compensated happily by your clients with 120k plus per year. And also, your goals are flexible. Don't let them dictate your life and don't let them ruin your peace. You can always adjust your goals as you go. The next step in setting your north is to choose a path and stick to it. Success is 80% strategy and 20% skills. So when you try to go from point A to point B, there are many paths that you can take. What strategy you choose is paramount. There's countless of valid strategies out there. And the worst thing you can do, and hear me out, is to build a Frankenstein strategy, like I call it, right? Like piecing together bits and pieces of this influencer and this other mentor and this other coach and this, right? That's the worst thing you can do, because you're gonna end up moving one pixel in every direction. You're gonna be switching strategies too soon, which will gonna prevent you from seeing results. Every strategy needs consistency in execution over a certain period of time so that you can start seeing the results. So if you constantly change strategies or create a Frankenstein strategy, it's going to be really hard for you to see results. I know, the feeling of panic, right? When you don't get results, you start panicking and you start throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. But try to restrain yourself from doing that and stick to a path, right? So that you can go from where you are to where you want to be as linearly and as efficiently as possible. Now, step number 2 is build your offer. So to build your offer, the first thing is specializing. If you try to do everything, you're gonna end up spreading yourself thin. So you wanna choose a specific service and a specific niche. To choose a specific service, right? I like being a specialist. I don't like being a generalist. So my recommendation is always going to be choose the path of being a specialist. If you choose to be a generalist, you're gonna spread yourself thin. You're gonna very slowly learn a lot of careers, and you're not gonna become an expert in any of them for a lot of time. Bear this in mind. To become a true expert at something, you need 10,000 hours. That means 5 years full-time. So by choosing one career and specializing and going all in on that career, in 5 years, you're gonna get to an expert level. If you pursue design and you also pursue development and SEO and copywriting, there's 4 careers there. There's 4 skill sets that you need to become an expert at. It's gonna take you virtually 20 years to become an expert at all of them. You're gonna ramp up really slowly with your skills with all of those careers. So choose being a specialist is the fastest way to grow your income, to grow your skills, and to really set yourself apart from the crowd of generalists who just try to do everything. And by the way, high ticket clients look for specialists, not generalists. Next is choose a niche, right? So pick it based on an industry vertical, like for example, online consultants, which is my niche, and that will help you stand out faster and be more attractive for clients in the industry. It's not the same to say I'm a web designer than to say I'm a web designer for online consultants. It's much more appealing for me to hear that than to hear I'm a web designer. And choosing a niche will also allow you to build systems and scale your business down the line. Okay, step number 3 is choose your tools. We're not going to go really deep in this because at the beginning you don't need much. So design and prototyping, I use Figma for UI UX design and pixel perfect execution, and I use Principle for prototyping animations and interactions like the ones you can see here. Now, in terms of business and productivity, you can use Notion for CRM like client management and project tracking, and you can use Gmail and Google Calendar for communication and scheduling. With those 4 or 5 tools, it's more than enough to start. Then you can continue to add tools. Mostly on the business and productivity side of things, I would add tools, not on the design and prototyping. I literally use those 2 tools, Figma and Principle, for every work I do. Okay, step number 4 is get work. So you have everything set up. Now it's time to get work. Now, the first thing I want you to do is to reframe self-doubt. If you feel that you're not good enough to get clients, to serve clients at a high level, think about this. If you feel like an imposter, if you feel the imposter syndrome, that means that you're pushing your boundaries and that you're growing. You're starting something new, right? A new business. It's normal that you're going to feel imposter syndrome. It's normal that you're going to feel fear. And I think imposter syndrome is literally fear of not being good enough, fear of not being able to deliver at the standard of your clients, fear that your clients are going to realize that there's other people that are better than you, right? All those fears. So it's totally normal to feel that way because you're starting out with something new. Just reframe that fear and have the courage to do it afraid, okay? Let's start getting clients. So first off, unlock stability before entering the next level. So here, what I did when I was transitioning from a full-time job to being a freelancer is working with agencies part-time for around 3 to 5K a month while building your own business. So that ensures cash flow stability as you ramp up. There's a free course called the Web Design Booster for my step-by-step guide on how to get freelance contractual work at agencies. It's around 30 minutes, I think, so it's a long process to explain in this video, but check it in the link in the description. And by the way, BONT Club member Miguel is doing that. I just made an interview with him, so check out his testimonial here to see how it played out for him. Now, the next thing you want to do is outreach, right? So first start with your network, right? It's easier to start with people that know you and are closer to you. Then consider local businesses, right? Like going to the doors of businesses locally and knocking at their doors and offering your services or seeing if there's any need for your services. And reach out to people in your niche, right? Check out this video to learn more about how to do cold outreach. The good thing about outreach is that you simplify the sales process and you just go straight to the point, and that can save you time and get you clients faster. It's an on-demand way of getting clients that you probably don't want to keep up doing for the rest of your life. Ideally, you will have the next strategy to start attracting leads. So to attract leads, right? Let's talk about that. You want to be loud online, basically. You want to share your work, you want to share your knowledge and your industry insights, and position yourself and build a name for yourself and build demand for your services. Bearing this in mind, everyone started at zero, me too, right? I didn't start with, I don't know how much I have now, 40,000 followers in YouTube. I started at zero right? I started at zero with Dribble, with Instagram, with Behance. I started at zero with every social media. Everyone starts at zero. So just start and play the long game here. Attracting leads and using online social marketing to build a demand for your service is, in my opinion, the most strategic and efficient way to market your services and get leads consistently and build a predictable business. It takes time, but it's worth it. In the worst case scenario, right, where you're not getting clients with any of those things, then you want to offer an ideal client to do a project for free in exchange for a testimonial. Now, the only problem with offering free stuff is that you want to be picky with who you offer it to, and you want to make sure that they value your work, because people who don't pay attention, and people who pay attention. Okay, so let's move on to step number 5. Once you start getting clients, you want to learn high value skills. Consider yourself a junior CEO. You might or might not have experience as a designer already, but one thing is to be a designer, and a whole different thing is to be a business owner. So when I started, I was an expert in UI UX design, 8 to 9 years, and I was a junior CEO. Now I'm 1 year away from being a senior CEO, so 4 years full-time. But consider yourself junior in being a CEO and give yourself the grace and the time to ramp up. And you want to level up, first of all, your business skills, because the number one challenge for web designers is how to get clients, like I mentioned in step 4. That's why I covered it first. And if you focus all your energy on solving that challenge first, nothing will be able to stop you. You are unstoppable. So here's like a list of the things I recommend you to focus on. First off, learn marketing, right? Silent designers make silent wallets. So learn to attract leads with a good organic content strategy. And don't spend money on ads to begin with, please. Number 2, learn how to sell. So selling low ticket offers, 2K or below, is very different than selling high ticket services. So you want to learn the high ticket process to selling for high ticket clients who have a lot of money, right? What do they value? What do they really look forward? What do they value? What do they really look for in a service provider? What's the ideal process for them, etc. You want to appeal to high ticket clients from the get-go, and you can do that. I had clients for whom the first project was a 10K project, so you can totally do that. Next, you want to learn to monitor your KPIs. So, for example, leads, sales calls, sales, conversion rates, revenue, profit, testimonials. Avoid throwing spaghetti at the wall, right? To trying to see what sticks. Learn to diagnose the metrics of your business and make informed decisions on what's working and what isn't, what needs to be adjusted and what doesn't need to be adjusted. Remember this, what you don't measure doesn't grow, okay? The next thing is learn strategy. Think like a strategic partner as a web designer, not just a pixel pusher. Learn how your websites impact your clients' KPIs, like revenue, conversion rates, retention, etc. And by the way, if you learn to monitor and adjust your own KPIs in your own business, you will learn a great deal about how your services impact other businesses and why would they invest in your services. And then level up your design skills, for sure. I love design, and like I said, I love to become an expert and specialize, and I think designers, we have a quest to fight against the ugly, like Massimo Vignelli said. I truly believe deeply in my heart about that quest, and so you do want to focus, if you are like me, in learning the hard skills as well. But if you don't have any clients, go back to step 4. 100% of your time should be invested in solving that first. Once you have profit, once you have runway in your business, then you can spend 50% of your time getting work and 50% delivering and improving your skills. But so as you see, you will never stop marketing yourself. You want to spend at least 50% of your time constantly marketing and creating demand for your services. Now, the goal with learning skills is better results plus faster delivery, which equals more value and profit. That's the equation, right? Make minimalism, in this case, your best friend. I have a video about that here, so make sure to check that one out. And I also use a limited set of typefaces to build strong, consistent designs. Check out my PDF with my 18 recommended and curated typefaces. And here's a quick list of fundamental hard skills that you want to focus on: art direction and branding/branding, typography, composition, colors, interactions, and animations. That's mostly it. Like, avoid wasting time on anything beyond those core skills. Become so good, like I said, that you cannot go unnoticed. My philosophy, take it or leave it. To me, it's all about less but better, like Dieter Rams used to say. So I'm gonna leave you a action plan that you can copy paste in the description below and have it handy somewhere, right? Make sure to check it out and follow it step by step. So to conclude, freelance web design can be highly profitable, right? 6 figures is totally realistic. It's not easy, right? Everyone would be rich if that was the case, but don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. The key to scaling your business is systems. So for selling and for delivering the work, you want to build systems. And this strategy that I outlined allows you to build systems that once they are in place, scaling becomes totally natural. Check out the list of free resources in the description below to help you in your journey. And please let me know if you have any follow-up questions in the comments. I'd love to hear out your questions, respond them as best as I can, and potentially create a follow-up video to this one. That's it for today's video. I hope you found it valuable. And as always, my friend, let's bridge the gap one pixel at a time.